abandon something! Really do. Welcome back, guys, to the second video on the channel of my T5 transporter. Now, the purpose of this video is to tell you its problems and my plans, so the P&Ps. There are many of both, and there's no better way than starting off with the first faults. So, the very first fault that I want to tell you about is the engine has a limp mode issue, as you may remember from the first video. Coming back on the M62, it dropped into limp mode. And I can get out of limp mode by turning it off and get back into it, by driving it again, and yeah, blah, blah, blah. So the code is P0299, which is a underboost issue. There could be numerous reasons that's causing this, and I'm going to have to try and diagnose it and fix it. So that is the first issue. We have an engine issue. Second issue on the outside. There's a few bits and bobs of paintwork. Let's go and show you that. There's nothing major. I'm quite happy generally with the condition. There's a couple of bits of lacquer that's missing from where sign writing's been, but there's issues on this door here. You can probably see letters because of the lacquer came off, and then there's bits of like rust just up there. I want to get the rust touched in, but I'm going to get the van probably covered in decals at some point, so I'll probably cover most of these up, get rid of things like the Autobots badge. The lights are tinted, I don't like them at all, so I'll be changing them for something different. Moving down the side, looking at the paintwork, there's a bit of damage here which I'm hoping I can just cover up with some nice decal stickers. Some decals on there which are quite nice and quite cute, but they will probably come off, and I'm going to have a Bluudies garage or something or other down there. I do have the bumper in process of coming off at the moment, because I've actually started doing the work to try and get to the turbo. Not to the turbo, but to do the turbo related issues. So that's why there's bits missing. So then we need to move to the next problem, which is here. Well, the first one is this reversing camera doesn't work. We need to find out why. There is a trim missing on there, but it's actually in the van, it just doesn't fit. And the next problem that I was actually coming to, except for the camera, is this bit here. This is wet through, absolutely soddened, which means the floor will be wet there as well. Yeah, that side's wet. As far as I'm aware, you're not supposed to carpet that far. I think there's a plastic strip that's supposed to go that full width. So that needs to be addressed and changed and treated and cleaned, because it's still full of crap. And then in the back we can see that we do have some linings on the walls, and they're not terrible, I will admit. They're a bit saggy in places where they've been caught, but all that's going to have to come off, because I want to go through all of the walls and make sure there's enough insulation and sound deadening. Also means the floor will be coming out to do the exact same thing, so I want to make sure there's enough sound deadening underneath. And the vinyl floor isn't to my or my partner's liking, so that will be coming off as well. Plus, if I have to do a new floor because it's wet, it makes sense to do a new vinyl. But if I can get that up in one piece, I'll have a lovely template for the next floor and or vinyl, or both. Yeah, so inside the van, when we open the doors, the lights do not come on. Oh, it did flash then, but the lights do not come on. That's because someone at some point has had this as a camper van, and they've wired in this little dimmer switch here. So there are 6 LED lights in the roof, and when I turn the dimmer switch, there we go, we have light, and it is very bright in here. But for some reason, the lights, I understand the lights in the back don't come on when you open the door because it's through that dimmer switch, but it also means the lights in the front stay on. So at the moment the light is permanently off because the light stays on, and that is not good, because obviously that drains your battery. So that is another issue that we do have. Yeah, the LEDs do flash at some point. Yeah, so you can see here the light is in off mode. So but it doesn't say there's a door open, so I don't know if the switch is covered up or how it's wired. But that's something that I'm going to have to address. I like the roof lining, I will admit, it just needs a good clean. So that is something I'll probably save, but it needs to be fitted better, as you can see. So all that will come out, so I can also test for more sound deadening, because I want to sound deaden the roof. Front seats are just covers on normal van seats, so they're not very comfortable. As you can see there, the cover is coming off, and it also has a broken armrest this side. The arm is on the other side, but that is actually broken. Not terrible up front, but I want all this out and all the floor out so I can sound deaden everything. Yeah, so, and we have Alcantara pillars that look okay, but they're not fitted great, or that side isn't anyway. And then obviously headrest covers. So yeah, that is pretty much the van. There's a bit of knocking underneath when you drive it, but it's going to go for its MOT next month in December, and I'll get them to have a look for its MOT while it's in the air, because it'll be easier for them to tell me what's wrong with it, and then I'll get it fixed. Yeah, so plans. Let's move on to the plans. I forgot a couple more small things. Up front, we don't have heated seats, and I want heated seats, but yeah, anyway, we don't have heated seats, and these buttons I don't think are supposed to just pull off just like that, but they do. All of them do. Look, they're all loose because they've been made to look better, and they do look better, but they're not great. And this head unit, I priced it up, it's 150 quid Pioneer head unit, and doesn't come with Bluetooth. Doesn't come with Bluetooth, so that's annoying. And also that the camera doesn't work. I've told you that before. The camera should be connected to this, but doesn't work, so I assume it's not wired in anyway. Anyway, plans. So I want to make this into a campervan, and I would like to use it next year, which means I need to do quite a bit of work over winter. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get it finished over winter, but I need to be able to make it usable as a campervan. So my long-term goals are a 3/4 rock and roll bed, I believe, cupboards all down the side, cupboard somewhere to have like a porta potty toilet, so you can have that as well, so that stowed away out the way. I want the bed big enough with the partial shelf on the back so I can have extra storage, but it also means I can sit on it as a seat facing out the back if I wanted to chill. Not over winter, but at some point there will be a pop top roof, because that will just be brilliant, and I want a pop top roof. Up front, I'm going to replace all the seats. I'm going to put car seats in because they're more comfy, and they'll have heat seats, and get them wired in. Also, it doesn't have automatic lights, which is, I know, something I can fit. The headlights are naff, I'll be honest. They've got LED headlights, LED headlight bulbs, which are quite bright, but the pattern's crap. And then when you use your main beam flash beam, it turns off the LED lights and lights up the trees, which is shocking. It's horrible. It's horrible driving down the dark road. It's the worst invention I've ever seen, that one turns off to turn the other one on. So I'm going to do something with that. And we do not have cruise control, because they should be on this stalk if we have cruise control. So I believe there's a retrofit kit out there, and I want to retrofit that, because when you're going camping, you're going to be doing miles, and I want to be able to drive in comfort. Also means I need to be not in limp mode, which would be nice. So moving back onto plans, so the doors are grey plastic. I'm going to see if I can change them to black or something, and see if I can just make it nice and more comfortable up front. I've also mentioned about the pop top roof at some point. Yeah, so we're going to be able to look back at a bed. There'll be a table in the middle that can fold and hide somewhere. Screens, I want TVs or tablets or something like that that's connected to my head unit here. So I'm thinking of taking the head unit out of Dave, the one with the 10-inch screen, mounting that in the dashboard here, and somehow having that connected to another screen in the back so they can mirror. That is something that I'll get to at some point, obviously once I have cupboards and somewhere to mount the screen in the back. But the head unit, because it has Bluetooth and it has Wi-Fi and all that business built in, I will be stealing that from Dave, I think, putting that in here. Reminds me, Wi-Fi. I'm also thinking of potentially getting a router and a 4G dongle when I actually start going camping quite a lot, because then the van will have Wi-Fi all the time, so we can stream Netflix and all that business on the screens that will be in the van. Again, I think that's pretty cool. Right, moving outside for plans. We already have side windows, so I don't need to do anything about them. They're sliding ones, so again, fine with them. Decals everywhere possible to make it look less like a builder's van. It's missing the corner bottom spats that I quite like, so I'm going to put them on, get them painted. Going to change these lights at some point for some better ones, which I have already mentioned. Moving around to the front, I quite like most things on the front. I've got the covers here, but they are the normal covers, like solid ones. You can get daytime running lamps in there, but I have daytime running lamps in the bottom, so I don't need to change them, and they're 150 quid anyway for something I don't actually need. But I would like to either paint my grille gloss black to match that one, because that's actually gloss black, and match the bottom lip, which is gloss black, and then I want to put the red highlights of like the GTI red line, black badge probably, and then black badge on the back. I have the Range Rover wheels, but I would like centre caps, which I don't have. Yeah, black badge, get rid of the Autobots. And I don't know about the chrome / stainless steel, what it is at the moment. Live with it for now, because I love my sidebars, which is stainless steel. I love my roof bars, which is stainless steel. And I got all this from Van X. I quite like all them trims. So I know I don't normally like chrome, but they're not chrome, they're like stainless steel. But we'll see as time goes along. So that is my van. They are the plans for my van. They are my current issues for my van. It's just stuff like, you know, just door handles needed just making better. But yeah, that is my van, guys. That is it. Let me get in the van. Turn the LED lights on. No. I mean, why did they go off? They went off. Okay, so they went off. And apparently they fused the lights. There you are, another problem. My van lights are now fused. Interesting. Because this one don't turn on, and that should do. So, yeah, so van lights is something that I need to fix. Put that back on the problem. It might have been on the problems page anyway. Anyway, so that is my van. I hope you've enjoyed it. Any ideas? Any suggestions? Anything that you've seen that you think I've missed? Oh, it's like stuff like this, like the vents are broke. I want it to be perfect. I want it to be the best van I can make it without spending a stupid amount of money. Like someone's put, they've painted this, and you can tell they painted it because that's the original colour there. But I like it in black. It's nice. It disappears in the roof. But the more I look, the more things I see. But this is my van. I hope you like it. I've tried to give you a full lowdown of everything about it. I don't think I've missed anything, but if I have, I'm sure you'll see it in another video. So I hope you've enjoyed this little insight into my van. I will see you soon in another video. Take care, guys. Stay humble, stay safe out there, because we're in lockdown again. Peace. I mended something! Really do.